Imagine a country where every region feels like a world of its own, a place where landscapes change dramatically within a few hours of travel, where snow-covered mountains give way to rolling hills, and golden coastlines stretch endlessly toward the horizon. From the grandeur of the Dolomites in the north to the warm, sunlit beaches of the south, this is Italy, a country made up of 20 regions, each one carrying its own identity, traditions, dialects, and flavors, each shaped by centuries of history, innovation, and human creativity. Italy is not just a destination, it is an experience meant to be lived with all the senses. It is a treasure trove of biodiversity, art, history, culture, and gastronomy, layered so deeply that every visit reveals something new. In this journey, we will begin by exploring some of the unique curiosities that make Italy extraordinary. Then, we will travel through its most iconic and breathtaking places. And finally, we will arrive at the heart of the country, its landscapes, its villages, and the spirit of hospitality that only Italy can offer. This is not just a tour, this is an invitation to feel Italy. Imagine walking through a country that holds more UNESCO World Heritage Sites than any other nation on Earth. We are talking about Italy, home to 58 UNESCO sites, scattered across cities, countryside, coastlines, and mountains. But what truly sets Italy apart goes beyond numbers. It is estimated that nearly 70% of the world's artistic heritage can be found within its borders. Museums, ancient churches, palaces, and galleries appear one after another, creating an almost endless journey through beauty and time. Art in Italy is not confined to museums, it lives in piazzas, fountains, cathedrals, and everyday streets. Take the Trevi Fountain in Rome. Have you ever tossed a coin into its waters and made a wish? Every single day, coins worth around €3,000 are thrown into the fountain. At night, they are carefully collected and donated to charity. It is not just a ritual, it is a symbol of hope, generosity, and belief. The Trevi Fountain is not merely something you see, it is something you participate in. Italy is also a land shaped by powerful natural forces. It is home to some of Europe's most famous volcanoes, Vesuvius, Etna, and Stromboli, many of which remain active to this day. These volcanoes are not distant landmarks, they are living presences that have shaped landscapes, cities, and lives for thousands of years. Even the name Italy carries ancient meaning. One popular theory traces it back to the Greek word italos, meaning calf, a reference to the land's importance for cattle and agriculture in ancient times. Over centuries, this name came to represent a peninsula that would influence the world in art, politics, and culture. And then there is food, the soul of Italy: pizza, pasta, gelato, names known everywhere, yet deeply Italian at heart. The famous Margherita pizza, created in Naples in 1889 in honor of Queen Margherita, reflects the colors of the Italian flag: red tomato, white mozzarella, and green basil. Every bite is a celebration of national identity and tradition. Italy's influence does not stop at cuisine, it is a global powerhouse in motor racing and design. Ferrari, Lamborghini, and Maserati are not just luxury brands, they are symbols of Italian passion, precision, and innovation. The country is also a mosaic of languages and cultures. Beyond standard Italian, there are more than 31 dialects and minority languages still spoken today. Each one carries stories, expressions, and histories that reflect the deep cultural diversity of the nation. And of course, there is wine. Italy produces over a quarter of the world's wine and remains the only country with vineyards in every single region. From the Alps to the Mediterranean, every glass tells a story of land, climate, tradition, and patience. Italy is not one story, it is thousands, layered, lived, and still unfolding. And now, we begin our journey through its wonders. Cinque Terre. On the rugged coastline of eastern Liguria, where mountains plunge directly into the sea, lies one of Italy's most poetic landscapes. Cinque Terre, 5 villages, Monterosa, Vernazza, Cornelia, Marnarola, and Rio Maggiore, cling to steep cliffs overlooking the Ligurian Sea. Their colorful houses appear stacked upon one another, as if carefully placed by hand, defying gravity and time. For centuries, life here was shaped by isolation. With no roads connecting the villages, the sea was the only link to the outside world. Fishermen depended on its rhythms, while farmers carved terraces into the rock to grow grapes and olives. Every stone wall you see is the result of human persistence and respect for nature. Walking through Cinque Terre is like stepping into a living painting. Narrow paths wind through vineyards and along dramatic cliffs, offering views where turquoise waters meet rugged rock formations. The air carries the scent of salt, lemon trees, and sun-warmed stone. Despite its beauty, Cinque Terre has never been about luxury. It is about simplicity, meals shared over wooden tables, fishing boats rocking gently in small harbors, and evenings where the sky turns pink as the sun disappears into the sea. Today, Cinque Terre stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, not only for its beauty, but for the delicate balance it represents between humans and the environment. It is a place where life adapts to nature, rather than trying to conquer it. Cinque Terre is not just a destination, it is a reminder that harmony, patience, and respect can create beauty that lasts for centuries. Rome. Then comes Rome, a city that does not belong to one era, but to all of them at once. Rome is a living archive of human history. Layers of time rest upon one another, creating a city where ancient ruins stand beside bustling streets, where the past is never distant, it is always present. The Colosseum rises as a symbol of imperial power and ambition. Once the stage for gladiators and spectacles, it now stands as a reminder of Rome's influence over the ancient world. Nearby, the Roman Forum spreads out like an open history book, where politics, commerce, and daily life once shaped the destiny of an empire. Yet Rome is not only ancient, it is also deeply spiritual. Within the walls of Vatican City lies one of the greatest concentrations of art and faith on earth. St. Peter's Basilica opens beneath Michelangelo's dome, while the Sistine Chapel invites silence as visitors look upward, overwhelmed by human genius and devotion. But Rome's true magic lies between its monuments, in narrow streets where laundry hangs from balconies, in piazzas where fountains murmur endlessly, in small trattorias where recipes are passed down, unchanged, from generation to generation. Roman cuisine is bold and honest, pasta made with few ingredients, perfected over centuries. Every dish carries the story of a city that learned to thrive through simplicity and resilience. Rome is chaotic and beautiful, timeless and alive. It does not ask you to understand it, it asks you to walk, to observe, to feel, because in Rome, history is not something you visit, it is something you live. Northern Lake District. As we move north, Italy reveals a quieter kind of beauty, one shaped by water, light, and reflection. This is the Northern Lake District, home to some of the most elegant and serene landscapes in the country: Lake Maggiore, Lake Como, and Lake Garda. Here, the Alps soften as they descend toward the water. Snow-capped peaks give way to gentle hills, and villages seem to float between mountain and lake. The air feels lighter, calmer, as if time itself slows down. Lake Como curves gracefully between steep slopes and refined towns. Historic villas line its shores, their gardens cascading toward the water, filled with cypress trees, flowering terraces, and stone staircases worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. For generations, artists, writers, and thinkers have come here seeking inspiration, drawn by the lake's quiet elegance. Lake Maggiore stretches across Italy and Switzerland, wide and luminous. Its islands rise gently from the water, crowned with palaces and botanical gardens that bloom with unexpected color. Palm trees grow alongside alpine flowers, creating a landscape that feels both Mediterranean and northern at the same time. Lake Garda, the largest of them all, offers a different energy. Winds sweep across its surface, drawing sailors and surfers, while medieval towns and ancient fortresses watch from above. Olive groves thrive here, proof of the mild climate that makes this region so unique. Life around the lakes follows the rhythm of the water. Morning ferries glide silently across mirrored surfaces. Church bells echo softly across the hills. Cafes open slowly, welcoming locals and travelers alike with espresso and quiet conversation. The Northern Lake District is not about spectacle, it is about balance, between nature and elegance, between stillness and movement. It is a place where Italy exhales, inviting you to slow down and simply be. Sicily. Sicily does not feel like an island, it feels like a world of its own. Suspended between Europe and Africa, Sicily has been shaped by countless civilizations: Greeks, Romans, Arabs, Normans, Spaniards, each leaving behind fragments of culture that still define the island today. Here, history is not layered quietly, it stands boldly in the open. Ancient Greek temples rise from sun-baked fields in places like Agrigento, their columns glowing gold beneath the southern sun. Roman mosaics tell stories of daily life with astonishing detail, while Norman cathedrals blend European structure with Arabic elegance. Sicily's architecture alone reveals centuries of encounters, conflicts, and coexistence. And then there is Mount Etna, Europe's most active volcano, towers over the eastern part of the island, breathing fire and ash into the sky. Etna is not distant, it is present, alive, and deeply respected. Its eruptions have shaped the land, enriching the soil and giving life to vineyards, orchards, and villages that flourish in its shadow. Sicily's landscapes are dramatic and diverse. Rugged mountains descend toward turquoise coastlines. Quiet fishing towns sit beside bustling cities. Markets overflow with citrus fruits, spices, fresh seafood, and sweets like cannoli and cassata, flavors that reflect centuries of cultural exchange. Life here is intense and emotional. People speak with their hands, their voices, their hearts. Traditions are fiercely protected, hospitality deeply felt. Sicily does not simply welcome you, it embraces you. To experience Sicily is to feel history, nature, and humanity woven together into something powerful and unforgettable. Piedmont. In the northwestern corner of Italy lies Piedmont, a region defined by gentle hills, fertile land, and refined traditions. Its name, meaning at the foot of the mountains, reflects its geography, nestled between the Alps and the rolling countryside. Vineyards stretch endlessly across the landscape, producing some of Italy's most prestigious wines. Barolo and Barbaresco are not simply beverages here, they are expressions of place, shaped by soil, climate, and patience. Winemaking in Piedmont is an art passed down through generations, guided by respect for nature and time. Autumn transforms the region into a sensory experience. Forests yield prized white truffles, drawing chefs and food lovers from around the world. Markets fill with earthy aromas, and kitchens celebrate flavors that are bold yet elegant. Piedmont cities, such as Turin, reflect a different side of Italy: orderly, intellectual, and refined. Grand avenues, cafes, and museums reveal a legacy of innovation and thought. It was here that modern Italy began to take shape politically and culturally. Piedmont does not overwhelm, it impresses quietly, through craftsmanship, tradition, and depth. Sardinia and the Emerald Coast. Sardinia reveals itself slowly. At first glance, it is the sea that captures your attention, especially along the Emerald Coast, where water shimmers in shades of turquoise and emerald so clear they seem unreal. Fine white sand stretches beneath the sun, untouched and luminous. The coastline curves gently, hiding coves and inlets that feel secret and sacred. Yachts glide silently offshore, while the horizon melts into the sky. But Sardinia is more than beaches. Step inland, and the island transforms. Rugged mountains rise above ancient villages. Stone towers known as nuraghe stand scattered across the landscape, mysterious structures built thousands of years ago, long before Rome existed. Their presence reminds us that Sardinia has always followed its own path. The culture here is proud and resilient. Traditions are preserved through music, festivals, and food. Meals are slow and generous, centered around roasted meats, handmade pasta, local cheeses, and bold red wines. Sardinians value community, land, and continuity above all else. Time feels different on this island. Days stretch longer. Conversations deepen. The modern world seems to fade into the background. Sardinia does not demand attention, it offers authenticity, pure, untouched, and deeply rooted. Siena. Siena feels untouched by time. The moment you enter its historic center, the modern world begins to fade away, replaced by stone streets, medieval towers, and a rhythm of life that has endured for centuries. At the heart of the city lies Piazza del Campo, a wide shell-shaped square that gathers the entire city into one space. Twice each summer, this piazza transforms into the stage for the Palio, or a horse race unlike any other. It is not simply a sporting event. It is a ritual rooted in identity, rivalry, and tradition, where neighborhoods compete not for money, but for honor. Siena's Gothic architecture gives the city a distinctive elegance. The cathedral rises in black and white marble. Its interior filled with light, mosaics, and artworks that reflect deep devotion and artistic mastery. Narrow streets twist unpredictably, leading past ancient fountains, quiet courtyards, and homes that have stood for generations. Life in Siena is lived collectively. Traditions are passed down within families, stories told and retold, loyalties preserved across centuries. This is a city that does not adapt itself for visitors, it invites them to step into its world. Siena reminds us that progress does not always mean change. Sometimes, preserving the past is the greatest achievement of all. Venice. Venice feels unreal, as if it were imagined rather than built, a city rising from water, suspended between sky and sea, shaped by centuries of trade, ambition, and artistic brilliance. There are no cars here, only canals, bridges, footsteps, and the slow movement of water. Gondolas glide silently through narrow passages where palaces rise directly from the sea, their facades weathered but proud. Every reflection tells a story of merchants, explorers, artists, and dreamers who once ruled the Mediterranean from this floating city. St. Mark's Square opens like a grand stage. Pigeons scatter beneath the vast sky as bells echo from the basilica, whose golden mosaics glow with Byzantine influence. Nearby, the Doge's Palace stands as a reminder of Venice's political power, a place where decisions once shaped empires and trade routes. Yet Venice's true magic lives beyond its landmarks, in quiet neighborhoods where laundry hangs between windows, in small workshops where glassmakers and artisans preserve ancient crafts, in moments when the city grows silent and the sound of water becomes the only voice. Venice is fragile, constantly negotiating its survival against time and tides. But that fragility is also its strength. It teaches us that beauty does not need permanence, only meaning. Naples. Naples does not whisper, it speaks loudly, passionately, and without apology. This is a city that lives intensely, where history, chaos, beauty, and emotion collide every single day. Streets overflow with life, voices echo from balconies, scooters weave through narrow alleys, and the scent of coffee and fresh dough fills the air from early morning. Naples is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world. Beneath its surface lies a hidden city, tunnels, catacombs, and ancient streets layered beneath modern life. Above ground, the historic center unfolds like an open theater, dense with churches, markets, and neighborhoods that pulse with energy. And always, watching from above, stands Mount Vesuvius, silent yet powerful. It looms over the city as both guardian and reminder of nature's force. Its eruption in 79 AD preserved Pompeii and Herculaneum, freezing moments of Roman life forever in ash. Naples is the birthplace of pizza, simple, honest, and perfect. Dough, tomatoes, mozzarella, basil. Nothing more, nothing less. Food here is not luxury, it is identity, tradition, and pride. The people of Naples live with intensity because they understand impermanence. They laugh loudly, love deeply, and honor life in all its contradictions. Naples is not polished, it is real, and that is exactly its power. Val d'Orcia, Tuscany. Leaving Naples behind, the road leads north into a landscape shaped by harmony and vision. Val d'Orcia unfolds like a living masterpiece. Rolling hills ripple across the land, glowing gold and green under the Tuscan sun. Cypress trees line winding roads with almost mathematical precision, guiding the eye toward hilltop villages that rise gently from the countryside. This region was shaped not by chance, but by Renaissance ideals, a belief that human settlement should exist in perfect balance with nature. Villages such as Pienza and Montalcino embody this philosophy, blending architecture, agriculture, and beauty into one seamless whole. Val d'Orcia is quiet, yet deeply expressive, the sound of wind moving through wheat fields, the distant toll of church bells, the slow pace of rural life, everything here invites reflection. Wine flows generously, especially Brunello di Montalcino, a product of patience and dedication. Meals are simple and soulful, rooted in tradition and local ingredients. This landscape is not dramatic, it is gentle, and in that gentleness lies its strength. Val d'Orcia reminds us that beauty does not need to overwhelm to be unforgettable. Verona. Verona is a city where stone remembers love. Famous across the world as the stage of Romeo and Juliet, Verona carries romance not as a myth, but as a feeling woven into its streets. The city moves at an elegant pace, where history and daily life coexist without tension. At its heart stands the Verona Arena, a Roman amphitheater older than the Colosseum, still alive with music and opera. When the sun sets and the lights rise, voices echo through the ancient stone, connecting past and present in a way few places on earth can. walking through Verona means crossing centuries in minutes. Roman bridges span the Adige River. Medieval walls guard the old city. Renaissance palaces line quiet streets where cafes spill gently into piazzas. Juliet's house draws visitors from every corner of the world, not because of stone and mortar, but because love, real or imagined, has power. Notes left by visitors cover the walls, proof that stories can outlive time. Verona is not loud, it is graceful, and its beauty lingers long after you leave. Itria Valley, Puglia. As we travel south, the landscape softens. The Itria Valley opens into a world of light, white stone, and ancient olive trees twisting gently beneath the sun. This is the heart of rural Puglia, a land shaped by agriculture, patience, and deep connection to the earth. The valley is famous for its trulli, small, whitewashed stone houses with conical roofs, built without mortar and designed to last generations. Alberobello, with hundreds of these structures, feels like a village from another time. Nearby towns such as Ostuni rise above the countryside, glowing white against the blue sky. Streets wind upward, revealing terraces, arches, and quiet corners where daily life unfolds slowly and deliberately. Olive groves stretch endlessly across the land, some trees more than 1,000 years old. They have witnessed empires rise and fall, yet they continue to produce oil that defines the region's cuisine and identity. Life in the Itria Valley is simple but rich. Meals are made from what the land provides, bread baked slowly, vegetables harvested nearby, olive oil pressed with care. Hospitality here is sincere, rooted in pride and tradition. This valley does not seek attention, it offers peace, authenticity, and a deep sense of belonging. Umbria. Often called the green heart of Italy, Umbria offers something increasingly rare: stillness. This land of rolling hills, dense forests, and medieval towns feels untouched by urgency. Life here follows ancient rhythms, shaped by seasons rather than schedules. Assisi rises gently above the valley, its stone buildings glowing softly at dawn. It is a place of spiritual gravity, known worldwide as the home of Saint Francis. The basilica, adorned with frescoes by Giotto, tells stories not only of faith, but of humility and connection to nature. Beyond Assisi, towns like Spoleto, Gubbio, and Orvieto preserve their medieval soul. Narrow streets wind upward, opening suddenly into quiet squares where time seems suspended. Umbria's cuisine reflects the land: truffles, olive oil, legumes, and rustic breads prepared without excess. Meals here are unhurried, shared, and deeply rooted in tradition. Umbria does not seek attention, it offers peace, and for those who listen closely, it offers something far more valuable: a sense of belonging. Abruzzo, Lazio Morlise National Park. The National Park of Abruzzo, Lazio Morlise, is where nature writes poetry in stone, forest, and sky. Spanning rolling hills, dense woodlands, and rugged mountains, this park is a sanctuary for wildlife. Bears, wolves, and chamois roam freely here, living reminders of Italy's commitment to conservation. Rivers carve through valleys, and in spring, meadows burst into color with wildflowers that seem to glow under the sun. Hiking through this landscape, you feel small in the best possible way. Each trail reveals hidden villages, ancient monasteries, and breathtaking panoramas that reward patience and curiosity. It is a place where silence is not empty, it is full of life. Here, Italy shows a side rarely captured by postcards. It's raw, untamed, and eternal. And yet, it also nurtures the soul, offering peace that lingers long after the trail ends. Abruzzo, Lazio Morlise remind us that Italy is more than cities and art, it is a living tapestry of natural wonder, patiently waiting to be explored. Florence. Florence is a city that feels like a living museum, yet it breathes with life around every corner. As the cradle of the Renaissance, Florence is where art was reborn and ideas transformed the world. Step onto the Ponte Vecchio and imagine centuries of merchants, artisans, and dreamers crossing this same bridge. Each stone, each arch, seems to whisper secrets of innovation and passion. The Uffizi Gallery and the Accademia are homes to legends: Michelangelo's David, Botticelli's Birth of Venus, Leonardo da Vinci's sketches. But Florence is not confined to museums. Its streets are a canvas of culture, where artisans still craft leather, gold, and paper by hand, and where cafes invite you to sit, sip espresso, and watch the city's heartbeat. Florence is a city of light, the golden sunsets reflecting off the Arno River, the dome of the Duomo shining proudly above terracotta roofs. And then there is the food, deeply Tuscan, creamy ribollita, hearty Florentine steak, and gelato that rivals the artistry of the galleries. In Florence, every corner teaches a lesson, that beauty, when nurtured and celebrated, can transform a city into immortality. Dolomites. The Dolomites rise like jagged fingers from the northern Italian landscape, a masterpiece of nature that seems almost otherworldly. Snow-capped peaks, verdant valleys, and sparkling alpine lakes create a visual symphony that has inspired generations of artists, climbers, and adventurers. In summer, trails wind through meadows dotted with wildflowers, while in winter, the Dolomites transform into a playground of snow, skiers carving perfect arcs through powdery slopes, and cozy mountain huts offering warmth, wine, and hearty dishes after a day in the crisp air. Villages like Cortina di Ampezzo and Ortisai sit tucked into valleys, their charming streets echoing with history, tradition, and alpine hospitality. And for those drawn to adventure, rock climbing and via ferrata routes challenge the spirit, offering vistas that are nothing short of breathtaking. The Dolomites are more than mountains, they are poetry in stone, a reminder of nature's grandeur and Italy's incredible geographical diversity. Calabria and Tyrrhenian coast. The southern tip of Italy is a place where rugged cliffs meet golden sands and crystal-clear waters. Calabria and the Tyrrhenian coast are a hidden gem for travelers seeking authenticity, beauty, and unspoiled landscapes. Picture Tropea, perched on cliffs above turquoise waters, its historic center filled with narrow streets and balconies overflowing with flowers. Or Silla, a fishing village that seems to float above the sea, where myths and legends still linger in every alleyway and along the shore. The cuisine here is as vibrant as the coastline. Fresh seafood, nduja sausage, and citrus-infused dishes reflect centuries of culinary heritage and local ingenuity. Every meal is a story of place, culture, and passion, served with a side of breathtaking sunsets over the Tyrrhenian Sea. Calabria reminds visitors that Italy's magic is not confined to its northern cities. Here, nature, history, and human creativity meet in a timeless embrace, offering an experience both wild and intimate. Amalfi Coast. The Amalfi Coast is a postcard come to life. Dramatic cliffs plunge into turquoise waters, winding roads reveal charming villages painted in sun-soaked hues, and lemon terraces perfume the air with citrus sweetness. Towns like Positano and Amalfi are synonymous with romance, history, and elegance, where narrow streets invite endless exploration, and every balcony offers a view worth 1,000 photographs. Walking along the coastal paths, you'll encounter centuries-old churches, quaint piazzas, and artisanal shops where ceramics, textiles, and culinary delights reflect the skill and tradition of local artisans. The coastline is a haven for photographers, romantics, and wanderers alike, capturing the essence of Italy's seaside magic. And of course, Amalfi is a culinary paradise. Fresh seafood, handmade pasta, and limoncello distilled from the local lemons make every meal an unforgettable celebration. Here, nature, culture, and gastronomy combine in a spectacle of colors, flavors, and stories, a jewel in Italy's crown. Marche. Marche is often called Italy's hidden gem, a region where every turn reveals art, history, and nature in perfect harmony. Rolling hills give way to medieval villages perched like crowns over the landscape. Cities like Urbino, the birthplace of Renaissance painter Raphael, still echo with the creativity of centuries past, while Gradara enchants visitors with its fortress walls and ancient legends of love and loyalty. Marche's charm lies not just in its art but also in its authenticity. Olive groves, vineyards, and orchards spread across gentle valleys, producing olive oil and wine celebrated across Italy. Hikers and explorers will find the Sibillini Mountains, dotted with rare wildlife and breathtaking trails. A perfect escape into nature. Here, time seems to move slower, inviting travelers to wander, taste, and marvel at the seamless blending of culture and landscape. Marche is a reminder that Italy's treasures are often waiting just beyond the beaten path, in places where history, nature, and daily life meet effortlessly. Gargano and Salento, Puglia. At the heel of Italy's boot, the regions of Gargano and Salento offer golden beaches, crystal-clear waters, and a unique blend of history and natural beauty. Gargano is dominated by forested mountains and rugged cliffs, with hidden coves perfect for tranquil retreats. Salento, on the other hand, enchants visitors with Baroque architecture, sun-drenched coastlines, and charming towns like Lex, often called the Florence of the South. The olive trees here are ancient, some over 1,000 years old, standing as living witnesses to history. Traditional festivals, music, and cuisine, from orecchiette pasta to fresh seafood, connect the present with centuries of local culture. Travelers to this region discover more than just landscapes. They experience a way of life shaped by the land, the sea, and generations of Italian tradition. Gargano and Salento remind us that Italy's wonders are as much about people and culture as they are about scenery, an invitation to slow down, explore, and embrace the beauty of everyday life. Italy is more than a country. It is a living mosaic of landscapes, history, culture, and flavors, each region offering a world of its own. From the towering peaks of the Dolomites to the sun-kissed beaches of Salento, from the artistic grandeur of Florence to the coastal poetry of Amalfi, every step in Italy tells a story. Its villages, cities, and natural wonders are not just destinations but experiences, moments that linger in memory, tastes that delight, and sights that inspire awe. Italy's essence is felt through its art, its cuisine, its people, and the timeless beauty that wraps the country like a living canvas. This journey through 20 wonders has shown only a fraction of what Italy has to offer. Yet it captures the heart of a nation that continues to enchant travelers from around the world. Whether you walk its streets, taste its flavors, or simply gaze at its landscapes, Italy invites you to live fully, savor deeply, and dream endlessly. Italy is not just seen, it is experienced, remembered, and loved.